It's definitely the quietest I've ever seen it. Yeah, it's been getting steadily quieter for years now, but yeah, this is definitely the quietest it's been. I mean, it doesn't help when you've got like places like Oceana putting on coaches and basically just taking people straight there, whereas it used to be somewhere that people ended up rather than somewhere that people went for the whole night. We have got an ongoing thing with Saul Zaentz company, who are the film production company in America that actually own the rights to it, where they actually sued us a few years ago over the rights to use the name and the names of the characters and all the rest of it. It's still technically ongoing because they keep trying to we've basically come to an agreement that they will grant us a license, but they want to give us a license that they can revoke at any time, which we don't want to go for because they could just pull it and then we wouldn't have a leg to stand on.
I think it'd be a major loss to the Southampton landscape, to like the culture of the city, and to like the culture around like Tolkien, because it's a Tolkien-themed pub. It's been the sort of thing that I think Tolkien would have loved, and yeah, we're going to lose it, and that's a bit of a shame.
Silly that they're still going after it. It's not harming anybody. It's not harming their brands. Just leave it alone. It's a load of people coming together and having a nice time.
It's the rent increase, really, isn't it? I don't know whether it's justified or not, but it's something that they shouldn't really be forcing onto a business that's done so much over such a long period of time and has such an effect on the community.
Yes, I don't know. I think £15. It wasn't a lot, but a little bit, because I saw that they put on there saying that it could possibly close, and I was like, I don't want this to happen because I love this place.
It's nice to know the community's still there, really. Sort of that they give a shit effectively. It's nice to know that people still want a local to be open. It's quite nice to know that people at least love this place enough to at least give a little bit of their own money towards it. The lawsuit's more of a cash grab, which I do understand because it's just trying to protect the established IP that they bought out effectively. So I understand why it happened, but it's to an already established place, so it's a bit sort of no real point. It's effectively trying to close down something that was already there, not something that's trying to spring up to grab money from the release of the movies. I mean, we don't really want to battle with New Line because you're not going to win that. They're Hollywood, we're a pub in England, in the south. There's not really a lot you can do. So we're just trying to adhere to what they wanted. We didn't win, we didn't lose. It's still ongoing, but we're just trying to sort of have a mutual term of we are here. Things have been said, but at the end of the day, we're still a business. Biggest worry is probably just the rent from Punch, because our rates were set back in 2007, so long before I was here. But that was more of the pub sort of height. So that was peak performance sort of years sort of thing. So when your rates are set nice and high back then, so it's super affordable then. It's it's fine. But now, as it's starting to wind down, the drink culture's gone down a bit, especially in the last few years. I feel it's all about pre-drinks at home mostly these days, and just coming out for a quiet one usually. But those sorts of people coming out, I mean, it's not spending like it used to be. So overall, and sort of the current climate and everything else, everybody's trying to save a bit more money, aren't they? Probably the environment, to be honest. It's just the people in it, all the staff, they're really friendly, really nice, really helpful. So it's just a nice place to be. There's nothing too hostile or nothing really too demanding about it. We chase some of the doormen all the way around the pub and across the bar. I think that's probably one of my favourite things, where we knock somebody over the edge of the bar here and chase them around the pub. That's probably the funnest thing. I definitely shouldn't have done it, but I mean, it's probably the funnest thing that's happened here.
Look, it's a lovely pub to work in. I love the people. I love the stuff. I do love you all. Yes, let's go with that. It's like family. Terrible dysfunctional family.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah. Well, according to that old deed on the wall around there, it's been here since at least the 1840s.
Jesus. That much bloody history. And they changed the floors. The floors are reasonably sturdy. It's weird when they get cleaned, because you'll literally wander in here and you'll look down at the ground and you'll go, the pub's the wrong colour. Why is the pub the wrong colour? Right, gentlemen, as lovely as this is there, I should be doing my job.
Yeah, it might be quiet tonight. I think people are starting to save up for Christmas a little bit now. So everyone's feeling the pinch, It doesn't help when people can buy a case of beer in the supermarket for a fraction of what it costs to go for a night out. It's not necessarily better. It's just different. I mean, there's nothing wrong with drinking at home. especially if you're drinking with mates. But if you come out, you meet new people. You might come out and see a band that you'd never heard of before that becomes your new favourite band. Just culturally, we as a society be poorer for it if we lose our pubs, because they are communities and they're meeting places, and to that alternative scene and make everyone feel welcome. I think that's the most important thing, because that's a really rich part of our culture, is all these different alternative scenes. You'll either go out with a bang or you'll just fade away. You have to do something that appeals to people to get them in the door, especially now with like a place like this where we're not part of a big chain. I mean, we're owned by a pubco, but the business itself is just an independent business. We can't compete with the lower prices at some of the big chain pubs, so we have to offer something beyond just the price of our drinks, which I think is what we do with the music and the Lord of the Rings theming. A number of times I've seen someone come in here who's just ordered a pint of Foster's or something, and the person next to him has ordered one of the cocktails, and as soon as we put this bright blue drink down in front of the other person, they'll go, "What the hell is that? That's amazing, I want one of those." Especially sort of back in the back end of the summer, I was kind of thinking, God, am I going to have to be looking for a new job in a month's time?
Best memories of The Hobbit. I mean, it was really fun, like when they had like sort of gladiator style competition, like down in the thing with the great big sort of soft mallets to hit each other with. But it's mainly been around like the people I've met here, just like people that like you wouldn't normally expect to meet, like Australian airship designers or professional stunt fight coordinators or people who make their own chainmail,
There was they were doing burgers outside as well, so we were eating them and like just getting really drunk, and it was just a laugh and just a lot of fun, yeah.
The inflatable rings they put up there with the batons, I can't remember what they're called. Gladiator, that's a pretty fun one as well. The difference in the cocktails and the variety behind it, it's a good plan and it makes sense. And then there's also the challenges behind those drinks, which lead you to get the T-shirt, the pass, and be able to drink the Nazgul drink.
Yeah, I mean, it would be a kick in the teeth, that, and proper kick in the gut. It is. I'd be lying if I said it. I didn't think about it. Yeah, it does play on my mind.
We're not doing as much as we used to. Nowhere's doing as much as they used to anymore. It's just not the same. Because I've been in this place so long. This is my first job, and it's still my current job. I've done other stuff in between, but it's basically been my working career thus far. And like, it would just be really heartbreaking just to know like all those years are just gone.
Gutted, scared, angry. Yeah, I think that. Yeah.